Today's compilation is a mixture of everything that wasn't meant to be caught on camera.
Hey! Hey!
Police officers messing up big time.
What's up? What's up? Hey, officer. Hey, I don't know you, man. Officer, what's going on? I don't know these two guys.
Yeah, look, before you just come and make assumptions, all right? Do your job correctly.
Shocking things people were caught doing. And thieves caught red-handed.
Get away from my car right now. Call the police. He was trying to steal our converter. Just now.
They had no idea they were being recorded in 4K. She thought she was being slick. She walked up to someone's front door and stole their package, but was caught red-handed by the doorbell camera mounted. On the evening of February 17th, this year, 5 women and 1 man walked into a mini-market in Sibanong, Indonesia.
Allahu Karim, astagfirullah, astagfirullah, astagfirullah. Gila dikeranjangin langsung. Ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah.
They came in separately, with some even making small purchases to keep the cashier distracted. While that was happening, the others were loading cosmetics and other products into large bags hidden under their clothing. By the time they all walked out, the store had lost nearly 6 million Indonesian rupiah worth of goods.
Oh iya benar. Aduh, naik apa dia? Ah gila. Tuh sama sosis juga. Allahu Karim, astagfirullah, astagfirullah, astagfirullah. Gila dikeranjangin langsung. Ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Ya Allah, Allahu Akbar. Kosmetik. Allahu Akbar. Allah Karim, Allahu Karim. La ilaha illallah. Ya Allah, jahat banget ya Allah, jahat banget.
A woman dining at a restaurant in the UK was caught on CCTV stealing a purse from another customer. The footage has since gone viral, with many online claiming this is part of a wider pattern of similar incidents involving Indian nationals abroad, with some going as far as suggesting it is a coordinated effort. A man woke up in the middle of the night to burglars who had climbed over his fence. He was alerted in time, and the intruders fled before getting in. A dashcam on a residential street in the Liberties area of Dublin caught a cyclist deliberately riding straight toward a moving vehicle before throwing himself against the bonnet to stage a collision.
A road that way and up onto
You can go in the fire, I don't know. Go to right, yes?
Yeah.
And then left. I know it's all road in the image. I know it.
Now he's that you're acting the
Oh.
He has you on video cam acting the doing that stupid.
In just 4 years, over 50,000 dashcam clips of potential traffic offenses have been sent in by the public. On New Year's Day in Paris, a young woman was caught trying to pick the pocket of a fellow passenger on the subway.
You money! You money! You money!
Yes, your money. Yes, your money.
You money!
I want the police. You want police?
Yes.
Then let's call police.
I didn't ask. Bah ouais, n'acheter.
Merci. C'est toi? It's working for you? Police, police.
Non mais c'est bon, je veux dire pour...
Comment ça c'est bon? Il veut
Voilà, c'est les jeunes,
Ah
les
d'accord.
jeunes.
Et ça, du coup, je me suis dit, non, parce que comme elle m'a bousculé, moi j'ai fait ça, mais le monsieur il a pas sorti, c'est elle qui est passée.
La question de intervenir.
Other travelers on the train spotted what she was doing and held her down while they waited for police to arrive. CCTV, released by the Co-op in the UK, shows masked thieves walking through the aisles, filling bin bags with alcohol, ripping scratch card stands, and walking out with whatever they could carry. It's not known if they were arrested. Two men pulled up to a Commonwealth Bank and Trust ATM, chained it to their truck, then ripped the entire machine clean off. The whole thing was done in under a minute, and they escaped with over $80,000. A police officer approached a homeless-looking man resting in a local park, demanded identification, and began attempting to detain him over concerns about public safety. But little did he know, this was an FBI agent.
Just come and make assumptions, all right? Do your job correctly.
I'm trying to serve, man.
Do your job correctly, man.
Okay, that's my bad.
Okay?
The whole interaction was caught on camera, and it did not end well for the officer.
What's up, my man? What are you doing laid up out here in the park?
I'm just
Right.
enjoying my day.
I'd rather have you let me see your ID, find out you're safe, move you along to a nice, cool space for your protection as well as everyone else's. Everyone else comes in. Instead of,
Okay.
no, hold on, now let me finish. You come in, you cause a problem, and then we have to go a different route. So go ahead and stand up, give me that hand. My man, don't fight it. We're gonna slowly do this. My man, we're gonna get you cuffed.
Before you just come and make assumptions, all right? Do your job correctly.
I'm trying to serve,
Do your
man.
job correctly, man.
Okay, that's my bad.
Okay?
She dressed up and went door to door through her own neighborhood to steal candy meant for children. Porch cameras caught her going house to house, reaching into bowls left out for the neighborhood kids, filling her bag. At a P.C. Richard & Son electronics store in the Bronx, two scammers walked in with a fake store card and tried to make a purchase. What happened next was caught entirely on camera.
I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to jail. They took the card and they set the card in space. And I'm going to jail. No, they locked me in here. I'm going to jail. Yo, please get me out of here, y'all. Please. Please get me out of here, y'all. Please.
The police want to get you out of here, of course.
Please get me out of here. I'm in PC Richards by the door. They not even let me through. They got my passport and everything. I'm not gonna touch you, sir.
Back up, please.
Please hurry up and get me out of here now, please. Please. Please get me out of here. I'm panicking, please. Please get me out. I'm sorry. Just please get me out of here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't got no gun. You don't got no gun.
A full meltdown. A cab driver picked up a fare and got robbed for it. But instead of letting it go, he confronted them.
It's only in this, so everybody's heading down to the beach and stuff, aren't they?
Oh yeah, we're gonna go for
Hey! Your daughters have just run in with my tips, my hard-earned tips for the day.
I don't think so, mate.
Are you joking? I've just chased them from down the road to here.
Right, I think you've got the wrong house. Just calm
No,
down.
I haven't got the wrong house.
Calm
Check
down.
your ring doorbell. They've come
Tell
in.
me twice,
Hoods up with my hard-earned money for the day.
Kids, there's some mad lunatic at the door.
Mad lunatic. Where's the tips?
Why?
Because you just nicked my money and ran into your house.
bunch of criminals.
You got a cab with this man.
£12.50, but that was just a taxi fare. I've made 80 quid through this week and you've just took it all in one go.
Go and get the money out of the bloody cupboard, Lila.
Oh, for God's sake.
God's sake.
You never give me any spending money.
No, don't you what? No,
Is this how you raise them, yeah?
I've got great
they're a
kids,
reflection on you, you know. Hey.
Right, so how much do I owe you?
80 quid in there. 80 quid that your daughters have stolen from me.
Card. I'm giving you the money that you asked for the journey.
No, you're giving me the whole thing back.
Mine.
It's my tips. They've just ran in with my tips. Are you joking? Give me my money back now.
We apologise.
Don't
We're sorry.
trouble
We're
like
giving
it to my
No,
door.
give me the rest of it as well.
I'm really sorry.
Don't be bringing
horrible.
trouble to
Horrible.
A group of boys noticed a senior man was leaning out of his high-rise apartment, phone in hand, pointing directly at a couple in a nearby building, filming them without their knowledge.
পাশের ঘরে জামা কাপড় ছাড়ছে আর ইনি হচ্ছে ভিডিও করছে
ফোনে ফটো তুলছে আই বাবা ভিডিও করছি
হয়ে গেছে
What was he trying to record the couple doing? All right, I've never seen anything like this. So insane. In South Africa, criminals used a heavy-duty forklift truck to rip an entire ATM. No idea if they have been identified or arrested. On a street in Altai, in China's Xinjiang region, a passerby saw this beggar that very morning walking off a bus. Now the same man was on the ground, apparently without legs, begging. He went over and pulled off the man's trousers. The trick was exposed on the spot. He had crossed his legs behind him and tucked his feet into his underwear. Doorbell camera footage shows a figure shuffling up to a front porch, disguised inside a black rubbish bag, reaching out and grabbing a delivered package before shuffling away. It might have worked on a street with no cameras. A woman came home to find her food delivery had vanished from her doorstep. She checked her camera and saw her neighbor was on it, taking it inside. She says she has the full footage, she's pressing charges, and she's filing a lawsuit. A catalytic converter thief pulled up outside her home, but what he didn't expect was a voice coming through the Ring doorbell camera.
Get away from my car right now. Call the police. He was trying to steal our converter. Just now.
The homeowner, watching live from inside, talking directly to him through the speaker. This altercation in a Walmart in Westchester County took a really chaotic turn. The clip began with the woman on the motorized scooter shouting at the officer. Then, she started hurling whatever she could grab. Public freakouts like this have become all too common inside Walmart. So this time, the store decided to show zero tolerance. An officer eventually placed her in handcuffs, and instead of accepting responsibility for what led to her removal, she ended up accusing Walmart of racism.
Supposed to be recording.
Yes, ma'am.
Walmart is racist! Walmart is racist! Walmart is racist!
In Chile, a man walked into a store and quickly crossed the line. He was making unwanted advances at the store owner and refused to respect her boundaries. Instead of backing down, the woman decided to defend herself. She locked him inside the store so she could call for help. Just a few moments later, more men arrived and kept him under custody until police arrived.
Hola, ¿qué necesitas? Tengo lo que está ahí en la máquina de ella. No, mira, recién la estoy botando. ¿Qué te crees? Dale.
This might be the most unbelievable thing you'll see today. It first looked like a routine ATM transaction. The man inserted his chip card, then quickly pulled it out and kicked the machine. That somehow bypassed protections, because cash started flying out of the dispenser. He tried to grab it all, but could barely keep up with the flying money. Before he could stash the haul, security arrived right behind him. The woman in heels was walking down the stairs of her apartment building when she lost balance. Her neighbor was walking by like a savior and grabbed her just in time. Had he not stepped in, the outcome could have been very different. It was a reminder that not all heroes wear capes. She was lost in her phone and not aware of her surroundings at all. The price for her distraction could have been her life. Looks like these men found a new way to dock. One man held on tight like an anchor, while the other pulled the ship into place, guiding it safely to the shore with sheer strength.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
He has become part of the boat. Oh, he's got the gaff.
A casual day turned into chaos in seconds. The car came speeding in, but their reactions were quicker than the danger rushing toward them. Things couldn't have gone worse in this video. As the truck reversed, something unexpected happened. It collapsed like it was made of nothing but paper. It clearly wasn't strong enough to handle that much weight. This shocking scene unfolded inside a Walmart in Escanaba, Michigan. A homeless man entered the store and began breaking jewelry cases, which scared everyone. Employees quickly escorted the customers out, including the man recording the incident, while authorities moved in to handle the situation. After he was arrested, it was revealed that the man was suffering from psychological conditions. His actions were driven not by greed, but the mental issues caused by hunger and frustration. So, instead of jail, he was given medical attention for his condition.
Everybody out and wait. Everybody stay back. Everybody. Please stay away from that. Get back.
At first glance, this video looks just like crime scene footage. It seems like the shop owner got angry at a woman. He carried the struggling woman and tried to put her into what looked like a freezer. But guess what? After digging into the story, I finally found the truth behind this video. And this is no crime scene. The woman was actually his wife. She had been bothering the husband non-stop and was creating such a scene that it was costing their business as customers would even up leaving. Out of pure frustration, he finally decided to put her in the box. The woman was totally fine, but she ended up learning her lesson. At Miami International Airport, two TSA officers named Labarius Williams and Josue Gonzalez were caught stealing cash from passengers' luggage. The footage was eventually released by the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, and both officers were arrested and immediately fired. An insurance fraud was caught on camera.
That was fake. That was fake.
She might have gotten away with it if this random person didn't film it.
I recorded it. That was fake. Hell no.
A father from Fresh Meadows woke up one morning to find both of his Lexus vehicles gone from right outside his home. Someone's Lamborghini Urus was stolen right out of their driveway, but a thief in pajamas. The surveillance footage that caught it made it even more surreal. The audacity to do something like this so casually. No good deed goes unpunished. A deli gave this man a free cup of water, and this is how he repaid that kindness. Glad it got caught on camera though. On January 2nd, Teresa Birch walked into a food warehouse store in Paignton, Devon, England, where she lowered herself in the middle of the aisle. She then filed a personal injury claim against Iceland Foods, hoping to walk away with a compensation payout. What she didn't account for was the CCTV footage that captured the entire thing. Some people are way too good at illegal activities. While the girl was distracted waiting to check out, the woman beside her reached into her bag and lifted her belongings without making a single sound. This employee was alone at the register, and what he did next was absolutely shocking. In Pickering, Ontario, surveillance footage captured two suspects attempting to steal an SUV right out of a residential driveway.
Casually walking up the street around 6 a.m., two masked and hooded suspects approach a white SUV. One peers around the corner before walking to the driver's side carrying tools and wearing gloves.
Police were notified and moved in fast, surrounding the home and arresting one of the two suspects on the spot.
Police descended on the residential street in Pickering, one chasing the suspect as they made a run for it.
There is a second suspect who is not identified and remains outstanding.
But police arrested one of them, a 19-year-old from Quebec who's facing charges of motor vehicle theft and 3 counts of failing to comply.
These delivery guys thought they could trick the owner and run away with their expensive package. One pretended to ring the bell, and the other took a photo as proof that nobody answered. But the doorbell camera caught their fakery. Surveillance cameras on McDonald Avenue and Avenue S in Brooklyn, New York, caught 10 people lifting a manhole cover and climbing down one by one into the underground system below. They remained underground for nearly 2 hours. Before resurfacing, their motive remains unknown. San Francisco's Chinatown has had a serious problem with phone theft, and police decided to do something about it. Working with drone surveillance, officers tracked and closed in on 3 phone thieves operating in the area, catching all 3 of them red-handed on camera. The owners stepped away from their car at a petrol station for just a few seconds, and that was all the time these thieves needed. Someone slipped into the unlocked vehicle and drove away with it. Even grannies have started pickpocketing. She used her helplessness to steal this woman's purse. This might be the most shocking robbery ever. In San Ramon, California, more than 20 masked suspects stormed into Heller Jewelers with sledgehammers. They smashed the display cases and cleaned out the store in minutes. Police confirmed the suspects made off with $1 million worth of jewelry. This is absolutely sickening.
Caught on camera. A PhD chemistry student in Florida was filmed appearing to inject toxic chemicals under his neighbor's front door, all because he thought they were being loud.
Umar Abdullah kept noticing a foul smell in his Florida apartment. He called out an air conditioning company, a plumber, and even the fire department trying to figure out where it was coming from. His daughter also got sick, but nobody could explain it. So he hid a camera inside a plant pot near his front door. What it captured was his neighbor, Shuming Lee, crouched down at the gap beneath the door, injecting toxic chemicals into the apartment, all because he thought they were being too loud. Lee was arrested.
Zooming Lee allegedly contaminated Umar Abdullah's apartment with so many chemicals that it made his baby daughter ill. And he was only caught once Umar set up a camera after being plagued by what he described as an obnoxious smell and side effects for over a month. Lee was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, aggravated stalking, and battery.
At 2:21 in the morning in Scarborough, Toronto, 4 hooded suspects crept into the backyard of a home near Beach Grove and tried robbing the place with a crowbar.
Police have released video of 4 suspects wanted in a break-and-enter investigation in Scarborough. Police say the suspects entered a backyard in the Beach Grove Drive and Coronation area just before 2:30 a.m. yesterday and attempted to get into that home. The suspects were unable to get into the house and fled the area in a silver 4-door sedan.
The suspects failed to get inside and fled in a silver sedan. This CCTV footage shows how easy it is to steal someone's possessions. Don't ever keep your cars unlocked. In Houston, Texas, a woman walked into a spa and asked about microblading services. She asked to prepay, then asked to use the restroom. What the camera captured next told a different story.
If you look, because we're pretty booked for all, so maybe she can come at 2:30, and now in time will be 30 minutes, so we'll take her at 3 o'clock or 3:15, and that's what we can.
Hey, I'm gonna go across the street to eat, and I'm gonna wait till she's on her way.
Okay, and if you can just take a picture of her makeup to make sure that it's only microblading, and she needs microblading and shaving.
Okay.
Surveillance footage shows her slipping into multiple back rooms, moving quietly through private areas before walking out with the owner's purse. Within 60 minutes, she had run up over $6,000 in fraudulent charges, $3,000 at a single Target, nearly $500 at Rainbow, and more than $5,000 at a jewelry store. All cards were cancelled. In Bakersfield, California, a Ring doorbell camera captured something heartbreaking. An Amazon driver pulled up, then took away the homeowner's cat. The cat's name was Junie. The Kern County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation. No arrests have been made, and the owners say they won't press charges if their cat comes back safely. In Mexico, a woman walked into an ice cream shop with no intention of buying anything. While employees had their backs turned, she moved along the counter, spotted a calculator sitting in the open, and slipped it into her bag. On a road somewhere, two men staged what appeared to be a minor traffic incident. Have a look.
Oh my god!
What happened, babe?
Babe!
Babe, what happened?
I don't know.
Babe.
I got into an accident. This guy just reversed into me. What the hell is going on?
Reversed into you?
Yeah.
Babe.
Yeah.
Just stay there.
Oh.
What they didn't account for was the dashcam mounted in the car in front of them. The moment they realized it was there, their faces said everything. Two men pulled up to a driveway, spotted a Dodge Charger, and in less than 60 seconds, stole it. By the time the owner had any idea the car was gone, so were they. Look at this cheeky man.
Can I help you? Hey! Hey! Bring my lawnmower back! Bring my lawnmower back! Hey!
Although he was on a mobility scooter, he still managed to steal a lawnmower. At a baby store in Jindalee, Australia, a group of women were caught on camera stealing an expensive luxury pram. The item was worth hundreds of dollars.
The pram they stole is a Bambini York worth $2,500.
The shop owner, rather than calling for punishment, went public with the footage and asked them simply to do the right thing and pay for it.
It's just ridiculous. In broad daylight, like they think they can just kind of do whatever they want. It is a big loss, yeah. It's really hurt, small business like ours. We just really want to them to pay for the stock they stole from us.
Faking disability so that people would give me money. He got caught on camera by a person filming on his phone, and when he confronted him, the fake beggar ran. She had access, she had trust, and she used both. Surveillance footage from the office shows her walking in during the morning hours, taking bundles of cash and leaving. But it wasn't enough. She came back in the evening to finish the job, and that was the moment her employer walked in on her. Her greed cost her. A man walked into a nail salon in Atlanta thinking it was going to be an easy robbery. CCTV footage released by Crime Stoppers Greater Atlanta showed it didn't go that way.
Everybody get down! Give me all your money! It's got the boxes! Give me all your money! Get down! Where's the money? Give me the money! Where's the money? Everybody give me everything! Where's the money? Give me your money.
A couple approached an old man in a store and went to work. Surveillance footage caught the whole operation. The poor old man had no idea. In Spring Valley, right in front of Krishna Pride apartment, an unsuspecting man was going about his day when two thieves on a motorbike pulled up beside him, snatched his phone, CCTV from the area captured the entire snatch and ride. Outside a Food Lion grocery store in Charlotte's Noda community, a delivery driver left her car briefly, and that was all the time one woman needed. Surveillance footage shows her opening the car door, reaching in and walking away with the driver's purse. The driver had no idea until it was already done.
Police say surveillance video shows a woman stealing a purse from a delivery driver's car. It happened earlier this month outside of a busy grocery store in Charlotte's Noda community.
Yeah, police are now trying to figure out who the thief is.
Charlotte police released the footage publicly, and the woman's face was now on camera for the entire city to see.
She saw the victim's purse in the seat in plain view and decided that she was going to go into the vehicle and take it. You don't think that as soon as you step away from your car, somebody's going to come open the door and take something that doesn't belong to them.
A customer named Jeremy ordered $20,000 worth of Lutron equipment through FedEx. What he didn't expect was to watch his own delivery being handled. Security camera footage caught FedEx workers aggressively throwing and smashing the equipment worth tens of thousands of dollars like it meant nothing. A doorbell camera picked up movement at the front door late at night. When the homeowner reviewed the footage, what they saw stopped them cold.
Yeah. Yeah. The dog attacked me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, come here. Come here?
A man standing alone at the door talking to himself like he was possessed. In a clothing store in China, a shop assistant was working the floor when a suspicious woman approached her. CCTV footage shows the moment the woman's hand moved toward the assistant's phone, an iPhone 6, and stole it. In London, an Algerian man was caught on camera pocketing a veiled Arab woman in broad daylight.
Safe theft! Jäger! 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 And you f***ing thief, just sit your arrest, yeah? Get in for a ticket. You scumbag. Remember me, motherfucker, do you remember me?
Oh, that's the victims.
Oh, okay.
I think. Could be. That fell, right?
Yeah, whoever had it there. What's he done?
That could be the victim's phone.
Oh, jump off him.
You're about to get locked up, they won't let you out.
A bystander spotted it, grabbed him, started filming, and called the police. At an Alphamidi store in Nusantara, Depok Beji, Indonesia, CCTV cameras caught this shocking scene. The video was shared publicly and spread quickly across the region, but suspects haven't been arrested yet. At a convenience store, a woman walked in, browsed the shelves, and picked up 2 boxes of milk. Then she did something unbelievable. She hid both boxes under her skirt and walked toward the exit. The CCTV caught every second of it. Security cameras at a shop caught a man slipping a gizzard into his pocket and walking out without paying. The footage spread online, and the internet had one question: what exactly was the plan here? Of all the things to shoplift, why that? At a shop in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, a professional quick change scammer went to work on a cashier. The scammer hands over a large bill, receives change, then rapidly exchanges notes back and forth with the cashier in a confusing back and forth that manipulates the transaction. Bad days at work look something like this. The air filters were stacked so close together that the employee had almost no room to move. One wrong step was all it took. The result was a perfect domino effect that sent the entire row tumbling down. This man's entire life flashed before his eyes as the car came speeding towards him, missing him by inches. In Sarafa Bazaar, Karachi, these Pakistani men were just having breakfast when this incident happened. A nearby building suddenly collapsed, and it was only by a stroke of luck that they were a few feet away from danger. These men were riding towards unseen danger in Pura, Peru, because what seemed like a puddle was a hidden sinkhole. The earth swallowed their motorcycle, and the men escaped falling in by a hairbreadth. Some people take dares too far, and this video proves it. In Texas, a woman was dared to lick the top of a Bluebell ice cream tub inside a Walmart store, and then put it back. Her boyfriend filmed the stunt, thinking they could get away with it.
Lick it. Oh, you foul. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
But Walmart had no intention of showing tolerance. The Lufkin Police Department eventually tracked her down for tampering with food. Since she was a minor, officers handed the case over to the Juvenile Justice Department. There's no other follow-up on the case so far, and we don't know if the boyfriend was jailed or not.
A young woman is seen on video licking a container of ice cream and putting it back in the store freezer.
Here's a Karen who threw an outburst so intense, it looked like she was possessed. She screamed at a man while shoving her grocery cart, all because she didn't want to wait in line. What started as a routine grocery run in Rifle, Colorado, turned into a confrontation rooted in racism. Inside a city market, 64-year-old Linda Dwyer targeted two Mexican women, Fabiola Velasquez and Isabel Marin, simply for speaking Spanish. But her tirade didn't last long. Another customer, Kamira Trent, quickly stepped in to defend the Mexican women. Justice caught up with her fast, because Dwyer was arrested, booked into Garfield County Jail, and charged with 2 counts of bias-motivated.
You leave these women alone. Get out.
What happened before the camera started rolling?
I hear this lady telling one of them that they're in America, they need to speak English, they can't speak Spanish.
This level of being carefree is something you don't see every day. A woman heard her favorite song in the store and started dancing in the aisles. A clerk even paused stocking shelves to enjoy her impromptu performance. In Pak Chong, Thailand, shoppers witnessed a surprising scene when a wild elephant stomped into a grocery store owned by Kamploy Kakai. This elephant was named Plai Biang Lek, and it was very well known in the area for sneaking food from kitchens. This time, it took things to the next level and decided to raid a shop. It grabbed snacks worth $25, including 9 bags of sweet rice crackers, a sandwich, and bananas, before casually walking back out. CCTV captured a shocking moment as 2 buffaloes charged right into a store. At first, the staff member was completely oblivious to the unexpected visitors, but as soon as she noticed, panic set in. Watch the animals cause complete chaos inside the store. Look at the incredible reflexes of this waiter. He kicked the slipping plate and sent it flying straight onto the kitchen counter without even a single crack. In this unsettling clip, a guy was on the counter of a restaurant, leaning forward and holding completely still. The staff was extremely confused and disturbed by his strange behavior. They tried to persuade him to get off the counter, but the guy didn't respond. No one wanted to use force because they couldn't decide if he was dangerous or in need of help.
Oh my God, my boy is tweaking.
The most startling part is that another video surfaced showing the same man repeating this exact behavior in a different restaurant. What do you think about this behavior? Does it seem like a stunt?
Sir, get down off of that counter like that.
Look closely. This man is about to regret taking that seat. An unforgettable sight unfolded in Walmart when a man showed up in the strangest costume ever. He was wrapped in a plastic sheet and holding something unidentifiable in his hands. He acted in the most bizarre way, but instead of getting frightened, the customers were amused by the sight. After turning the normal day into a truly unforgettable show, the man eventually stormed out of the store. You don't see things like this every day. A man casually walked into a store in Russia with a donkey, leaving the staff stunned. Since the store didn't allow any sort of pets inside, they quickly tried to persuade him to take it out. When that didn't work, they resorted to force.
Не понял. Закрывай магазин, пусть приезжают, забрать магазин, не занимайтесь. Не трогайте, я вас не трогаю.
Молоко, значит, положи, иди.
Девушка, я вас не трогаю.
Илья, давай иди, не дури, я вот правда.
На место.
Можно не толкаться, пожалуйста, спасибо.
Не трогайте меня.
A religious extremist scared the wits out of Walmart shoppers. They were just shopping when she suddenly started shouting religious remarks. She was preaching about Jesus, but something didn't quite add up because she had just claimed to be Jewish. This led to everyone wondering if she was even in her right mind.
I am a hippie. I am a Jew. I'm a Jew, and you better start serving the Lord Jesus, or you're all gonna go to.
In 2020, these anti-mask Karens marched through Walmart during the epidemic, turning the aisles into their protest stage. They thought they were making a statement by rejecting proven science, but all they did was put on a spectacle. America may be a free country, but what was gained from freedom here, apart from putting everyone at risk? Having your own beliefs about masks is one thing, but putting others at risk takes it to another level. This woman proved it when she deliberately coughed on another customer who called her out for not wearing a mask. You can see the exact moment when she realized she was being recorded, and that her face could be all over the internet, exposing her petty actions. Music is said to calm the mind and lift the spirit, but not for this guy. In a New York subway, a man with headphones was so lost in his music that he began screaming in the most terrifying way. He didn't care about the people around him and kept up the strange act like he was possessed. In Long Beach, California, a shopping trip turned dramatic when a woman refused to wear a mask inside a store. Instead of waiting for security or staff, customers decided to take matters into their own hands. They dragged her out of the store, and the woman learned the hard way that you can't get away with breaking the law and endangering other people.
Get the out of here! Get out of here! Give me my keys! Get out! Give me my keys! Put your hands on everybody! Get the
Ripped off my watch.
Get out of here! Give me my keys! Get out of here!
At a Burger King, an argument over a request of barbecue sauce quickly spiraled out of control. A man demanded free sauce packets, and when staff explained he had to pay, he started yelling and insulting them. His behavior became so rude that employees eventually refused to serve him. When a customer asked him to stop, he turned his anger toward him too.
Can I have a barbecue sauce?
Sir, you have to stand in line if you want it. We already told you multiple times. I don't have a register on. Okay.
I don't. Give me a barbecue sauce. You are crazy.
You threatened to attack me.
Attack you?
Yeah, you said let's take it outside earlier.
I said you want to take it outside?
No. No.
Huh?
You're the one screaming, dude.
Do you want to take it outside?
No.
Then shut your mouth.
The man in this video tried to be sneaky, but got caught in the act. He walked into a convenience store like he owned the place, went straight for the drinks, grabbed a Red Bull. Then, he walked to the end of the aisle and bent down as if hiding from the cameras, completely unaware that they had a direct view of him the whole time. He quickly chugged the Red Bull, thinking no one was watching, but his trick didn't work. You'll be shocked by this clip. Watch closely. Who knew human legs could bend like that? Customers at a Walmart were stunned when a man entered the store in a way no one expected. Instead of walking like everyone else, he appeared to float in the air while holding a cart. His body was suspended in the air. People were so shocked that they kept recording the scene with disbelief. No one stepped in since he seemed harmless. But the scene raised serious questions. Was this an illusion, a clever stunt, or something beyond explanation? Your guess is as good as mine. The wait at the register was longer than usual. Instead of asking how much longer it would take or if another line was open, this woman chose a very different approach. Rather than seeking a solution, she decided to create trouble. Listen carefully, and you'll hear her angry remarks toward the employee.
I want to talk to the store manager now. We got it. I know Alice got fired. This store has to have a store manager. Man, just keep going. What's your name? Lawanda? Let me spell it for you. You want me to punch you? I wish you would. This is ridiculous. You got lines all the way back there. They are doing the best they can. Then why don't you get on the register? You're a team lead. And I am back here in jewelry. No, I'm not going to step away. I want to talk to you. Can you not get... I just called them because they didn't know that. Because you got customers all the way back here. I used to work at that store. I did call them, got them good to know. They said these coffee and American. And you're not going to ready for that.
What could have been a simple question turned into unnecessary conflict, all because she refused to handle the situation calmly. This CCTV footage from a store shows how long fingernails can turn the simplest task into a real challenge. The woman dropped her card and bent down to pick it up. What should have taken a second turned into a long struggle. After several failed attempts, she finally managed to lift it. But even then, this might just be the one embarrassing moment she'll remember for a very long time. For a moment, it looked as if a video game character had stepped straight into reality. All the customers of this supermarket in Amsterdam were baffled when this towering man, standing over 7 feet tall, walked in, dressed like the fictional character Kratos from the famous God of War series. He emptied the shelves with one sweep of his arms to fill his cart, and kept lifting it like it weighed nothing. His massive presence made everyone around him appear small by comparison. But this was no fictional character that had come to life. This was Olivier Richter's, a YouTuber and bodybuilder known as the Dutch Giant. This man's behavior outside a restaurant in Las Vegas was truly strange. He kept moving with a disturbing smile on his face, and it looked like he was under the influence of something. The person recording later shared another disturbing detail about him. Just moments before this, the man had gone inside the restaurant, walking in the same odd way. But instead of ordering food, he'd grabbed something from the trash can and walked right out. That is why the recorder followed him, curious to see what he would do next. But his behavior only got more unsettling. Poor anger management, mixed with poor awareness, looks something like this. She walked up to the doorstep to deliver a parcel, but her lack of spatial awareness caused her to scrape her arm against the wall. Instead of brushing it off, the parcel paid the price. The woman tossed the box and even took her anger out on the plant. This unexpected outburst caused a huge disturbance in a Florida bakery. In the middle of the bakery, a man began yelling in frustration. He kept saying that women constantly judged him for his short height. He even shouted about how women could openly call him out on dating apps.
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
What made this scene even more confusing is that no one in the bakery had actually said anything to him. His insecurity seemed to run so deep that he believed women were smirking at him everywhere he went. Do you think his behavior was justified or misplaced?
Who said that to you here? Nobody. Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that up? Everywhere I go, I get the same smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you, pal.
In 2017, a racist woman took the spotlight for all the wrong reasons inside a Walmart in Centerton, Arkansas. The woman recording this, Eva Hicks, had politely asked her to step aside in the pharmacy aisle so she could grab her medicine. Instead of moving, the woman lashed out, telling Hicks to go back to Mexico. Hicks, a Mexican-American who had lived in the US for over 30 years, was deeply offended by her remarks. A staff member soon arrived to handle the situation and told her to leave. Walmart later confirmed the woman was banned from all their stores.
I said, excuse me.
Go back, wherever you're from.
I said, excuse me. Don't be rude.
You're the one that's rude.
No, I said,
yes,
excuse me. I'm trying to buy
you're
something.
In America.
So?
You're in America.
So what?
That's none of your business. Stay out of it.
I don't need to stay out of it.
I said, excuse me.
For everybody to hear.
You are very rude.
No, you're the one that's rude.
I said, excuse me, because I'm trying to grab my medicine.
You told me, you know what you told me, and I ain't
Yes,
gonna put up with it.
I said, if you don't like it, I'm
Just go
sorry.
on. Just go on. Just go on.
No, ma'am. Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, ma'am. This is inappropriate.
It's not my fault. She started it.
I did not do anything. I said,
You're gonna make her
excuse me.
leave too?
A customer recording this outrageous scene inside a Walmart in Kansas on the 17th of April, 2023. The man began smashing entire cases of beer in front of stunned customers. As he was targeting the merchandise, police finally arrived and escorted him out. Dustin D. Kane. Kane was arrested and booked on charges of criminal damage to property, felony battery. Here's a mysterious video from a store in Arizona that remains unresolved to this day. At first, the man in the footage appears to be shopping like normal. Then, it seems like something startled him. He started looking up like somewhere was there, yet nothing showed up on camera. Within just a few seconds, he got so frightened by whatever he was seeing that fear eventually overwhelmed him. The man ended up needing medical help, but even till this day, no one knows what he had seen. At Walmart, one worker took racism to the next level. The video shows her targeting a dark-skinned customer, and she kept getting ruder by the minute. She accused him of treating Walmart like a playground, claiming he was only there to fool around instead of buying anything. But her accusations had no proof, which is why no one else backed her up. Instead of stopping, she only doubled down, making her comments more extreme as the minutes passed. The clip spread quickly online, and viewers everywhere were left hoping this employee was fired for good. In this wild clip, a simple night out turned into a full-blown food battle. A woman and her husband got so annoyed by a nearby table celebrating a birthday that they did the unthinkable. They started hurling food across the restaurant, but those on the receiving end weren't about to let that slide. They answered back with the same intensity, and the result was pure chaos. Watch this again. In the end, the couple didn't just get kicked out. Their outrageous actions were caught on camera and shared online for the whole world to see. Floating man. People at Hyundai Beach in South Korea couldn't believe what they were seeing. A person dressed all in black slowly lifted off the sand and kept rising higher and higher above the crowd. Everyone below stopped to watch, staring up and pulling out their phones. It looked completely unreal, but it was actually a Korean influencer showing off the lifting power of an industrial-strength electromagnet. The science behind it was real, but seeing someone float above a beach in broad daylight still feels impossible to explain. Frozen figures. A tourist walking through a busy shopping arcade in Malaga, Spain, was left shocked when he noticed something off. Everyone around him was moving, talking, going about their day, but two men in the middle of the square were standing motionless. One in a brown blazer, clutching a folder, the other in a black suit with a rolling suitcase at his side. Both had phones pressed to their ears, frozen mid-step like time had stopped for them. Then they shifted into a different pose. People slowed down, stared, and some pulled out their phones. Nobody could explain how two men just stood there, locked in place, while the rest of the world kept moving. Street dancer. Most people walk past street performers without a second glance, but this guy made that impossible. In Shinjuku, Tokyo, a young man in a wide gray hat and patterned outfit dropped into a low squat and started moving in ways that made people stop mid-step. His arms rolled slowly while his body stayed perfectly controlled. Then he sank all the way to the ground, legs spread wide, upper body rippling like water. A few seconds later, he was back on his feet. gliding across the pavement like gravity had slightly less hold on him. Street magician. Recently, a man visiting Covent Garden in London pulled out his phone when he noticed a crowd gathering around a street magician. The performer, tall with long blonde hair and a dark feathered jacket, had a young man lying flat in the air, a small table draped in blue velvet. He lifted him, tilted her sideways, and moved his hand beneath him to convince the audience that there was no support, and he just stayed there, horizontal, suspended with nothing holding her up. The crowd around him applauded in surprise. Foot portrait. A young man sat on a bench along Las Ramblas in Barcelona, drawing a portrait with his feet. His shoes were off and his toes were holding a pencil, not scribbles. A full, detailed face, shaded hair, soft features, all produced by the careful movement of his toes across the paper. His portfolio on the ground showed more of them, each one cleaner than most people manage with their hands. Card trick.
Want to help? Take one. Take one out. Don't let me see it, but let everybody else see it. You all see it? Put it back. There you go.
On a busy pedestrian strip in Nashville, Tennessee, a street magician in all black had about 50 people gathered around him on a warm evening. He asked a woman to pick a card, remember it, then watched her face as he tore it clean in half right in front of her. Then he tore it again, pieces in both hands. He closed his fist, said something to the crowd, picked one from the pack of cards, and showed it to the woman, and she was left shocked because it was the same card she had picked before.
Look, I do your card. Look, I put it back here. If I do that one move, see, I now have a queen right there.
Floating phone. In a public square in Tianjin, China, a young street performer set his phone flat on the ground and stepped back. A small crowd had gathered, a kid, a couple, a few passers-by, all watching quietly. He hovered his hand over the phone, then slowly raised it. The phone first tilted and then rose with it, clean off the ground, drifting upward like it weighed nothing at all, following his palm as he lifted his arm higher. The onlooker's jaw dropped. When one of them shared the clip on Instagram, the viewers brushed it off as a staged trick. Sky jump roper. A clip posted last week from a skate park in Scottsdale, Arizona, went completely viral, and it's easy to see why. Two men lifted a third onto a skateboard, swung the jump rope underneath him, and launched him straight into the air. What happened next, nobody expected. He soared well above the treetops, jump rope still spinning in his hands, pulling off tricks high above everyone below. But the viewers online brushed it off as an edited video. What do you think? Strange book reader. A student passing through Sisyphe City Books in China noticed a student sitting quietly at the reading counter, a book open in front of him. But instead of reaching down to turn the pages, he was moving his fingers in slow, deliberate gestures just above the book. Suddenly, a page turned on its own. He looked at the person filming in anger, as if giving a warning to stop recording. He lowered his camera and quickly came out of the store. Magic trick.
Oh my God!
A couple was heading home after dinner in Las Vegas when a man in a suit stopped them on the pavement. It was Imad the magician, and he asked the man to turn on his phone's flashlight. Then he appeared to pluck the glow from the light, put it into his mouth, and place it back onto the phone's flashlight. His partner stepped back, her hand over her mouth in shock, and they all left laughing. Flying figure. A man was out for an evening walk near a residential high-rise district in Chengdu, China, when something dark caught his eye above the buildings. A figure was drifting through the overcast sky, moving with a slow, deliberate steadiness that no bird or drone matched. It had an unmistakably human shape. No wings, no engine noise, nothing. It just kept moving through the gray clouds until it disappeared, leaving him with no explanation for what he had just seen. Curious, he shared the clip on YouTube, where one of the commenters suggested that it might be a skydiver making rounds in the sky. Paper ignition. For weeks, rumors had been spreading among students in China about an elderly monk who was said to possess unexplained abilities. Curious to find out if the rumors were true, a group of students traveled to meet him. During the demonstration, two students held a plain sheet of paper flat between their hands while the monk leaned toward it. Without touching the paper, he strangely moved his fingers. Moments later, a dark burn mark began to appear right in the center of the sheet. Now the students were convinced that the rumors were true. Mysterious Forest Man. One evening, a man was looking for his lost dog in the nearby woods in Pennsylvania when he came across something that left him shocked. Deep among the bare trees, a figure was sitting cross-legged in midair, hovering silently above the forest floor. No sound, no movement, just stillness. The man kept filming, hands shaking, not knowing whether to step closer or run. Whatever was happening in those woods that evening, it didn't look like anything a normal person could do. Floating monk. A man walking through a cobblestone square in Rome stopped to film what looked like a covered statue draped in dark purple cloth, resting above a circle of flowers. Then the cloth dropped. Underneath was a man dressed head to toe in bright orange robes, seated cross-legged in the air, one hand resting calmly on a wooden staff. His legs were folded, his eyes cast downward, and his feet were completely off the ground. The crowd gathered fast, necks craning, trying to find something holding him up. Whatever it was, nobody standing there could see it. Statue Man. One Sunday in Covent Garden, London, a tourist stopped to film what looked like a life-size silver statue of a construction worker, painted from head to boot, hovering above a small silver platform with a shovel at his side. Then it moved. The figure slowly bent forward until his entire body was horizontal, face pointing straight at the ground, still floating. Then it straightened back up. The crowd stood there with their jaws dropped, trying to figure out where the support was, but nobody could find it. Red light act. When the light turned red on a busy intersection in Barranquilla, Colombia, drivers expected to wait. What they didn't expect was a young man in a black jersey stretching a tightrope across the crossing and stepping onto it. He walked barefoot with his arms spread wide, balanced a spinning plate on a stick held between his teeth, kicked his legs midair, and landed back on the rope each time. When the light turned green, he rolled up the rope and was gone. Remote control giant.
What a beautiful day we have.
On the 27th of March, 2023, a man walking through the shopping precinct in Ilford, East London, stopped when they spotted a figure that didn't look quite human. It stood well over 7 feet tall, wearing a long brown trench coat, suspenders, white gloves, and a pale blank face with dark goggles and a hat pulled low. Beside it, a man in a lab coat and a futuristic helmet held a wired remote device and appeared to be operating it. Every time he adjusted the controls, the giant turned its head or raised its arms as if he was addressing the public around, but all of it was staged.
Field visit from altered states.
Powder artist. A tourist passing through a busy street in Pune, India, stopped when he noticed a crowd gathering around a young man crouched on the road with nothing but a small metal bowl and colored powder. No brushes, no stencils, no markings on the ground. He just started sweeping his arm low and fast, and the road came alive. Pink, purple, orange, and white streams curled into each other, forming spirals. The whole thing took half a minute, and when he finally stood up, the crowd was left stunned, because what was beneath him looked nothing like something made by hand. Street artist. A man heading out to buy groceries noticed an older man crouched on a roadside pavement in Port of Spain, Trinidad, with a plastic cup of blue paint beside him and no brushes in sight. Using only his bare hands, he moved across small canvases, smearing and pressing with his fingers until detailed faces, animals, and swirling skies appeared out of nowhere. When he finished this piece, he held it up under the streetlights, the paint still wet, as if deciding whether it was worth keeping or selling. This painting looked like it belonged on a wall. The beach canvas. A couple out for a walk along the harbor in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, noticed a young man in an orange shirt sitting alone on the dark sand, working on a large black canvas with both hands propped up in front of him. He had one bucket, 2 brushes, and nothing else. Over the course of 2 minutes, a distorted shape formed on the canvas, and when he turned the canvas upside down, white paint built up stroke by stroke into a face so sharp and detailed it looked like a photograph. By the time he stepped back, a crowd had gathered behind him on the promenade, watching a man turn an empty black square into the photograph of Bruce Lee. Golden statue. At Trafalgar Square in London, a tourist stopped to film what looked like 2 street performers doing strange things. A gold-painted man stood completely motionless on a wooden platform, dressed as a military officer. Beside him, a woman in a matching gold top with long braided hair was doing the opposite, backbends, spins, dropping to the ground and bouncing back up, laughing the whole time. The crowd grew fast. Then, suddenly, the statue leaned forward and sat on the lap of the girl. But when the girl moved aside, it was still leaning down and sat with its crossed legs without any visible support. Hovering man. A tourist passing through Faneuil Hall Marketplace in Boston pulled out his phone when he spotted something that stopped him cold. A man painted entirely silver skin, clothes, hat, cane, was floating in midair off a single metal pole. Holding a relaxed lean like gravity had simply forgotten about him. Then he slowly spread both arms wide. Then came the part nobody expected. He folded his whole body forward, completely horizontal, face down, suspended in the open air, lifted the hat hovering in the air and put it on his head. If you have any idea how he pulled these moves, write them down in the comments section. The Plague Juggler. Standing on a stack of old leather suitcases outside a shopping promenade in Yokohama, Japan, this figure was hard to look away from. Dressed head to toe in black long coat, corset belt, top hat with a white plague doctor mask covering the face, it barely looked human. In both hands, 4 large golden rings spun and wove around each other in slow, hypnotic patterns. They never dropped, never tangled. The rings seemed to float around the mask like they had their own orbit. Golden Man. At Martin Place in Sydney, Australia, a figure painted completely gold, skin, coat, trousers, boots, a wide straw hat, stood on a silver mat in the middle of the plaza with a golden stick as his only support. Then he started moving slowly, almost mechanically. He shifted his weight onto the staff and lifted both feet clean off the ground, body tilting sideways, suspended mid-air in a pose that looked unreal. He held it, then shifted into another. Each position felt more impossible than the last. Pole Stepper. Late one night near a plaza, Avenida Street in Spain, a guy in sweats started casually stepping up onto the tops of the street bollards like it was nothing. 1 foot, perfect balance, no wobble. His friends couldn't believe it. Each one tried after him and kept slipping off, laughing every time. Nobody could figure out how he made it look so easy. Whatever his secret was, he wasn't sharing it. Juggling drummer. A man was out running errands on Calmea in Madrid when the sound of drumming stopped me cold. A man in all black was playing a massive copper drum kit, and he wasn't just drumming. He was throwing his sticks into the air mid-beat, catching them without missing a single hit. Youngsters gathered around with balloons in hand, mouths open. His beat echoed through the whole street, and the whole street turned into his audience, looking at him in surprise. Human Tower. On the 10th of June, 2016, a man was passing through Place de la Comédie in Montpellier, France, on a hot afternoon when a massive crowd pulled me in. 3 acrobats in neon shorts were stacking themselves on top of each other, reaching what looked like 4 men high in the open air. Then the top man stretched out completely flat, held up by just one man's hands below. The crowd screamed. I stood there with my phone shaking, genuinely not believing what I was seeing. But when they reached near the ground, they jumped onto the ground safely. Frozen cyclist. A tourist walking through Washington Square Park in New York was left shocked when he saw this strange moment. A man in a full tweed suit, frozen solid on a yellow bicycle. His tie was stiff in the air, hands locked on the handlebars, not a single muscle moving. Locals were passing around and staring at him as if they had not seen anything like this before. Everything around him was moving except him. It looked as if time had paused on him alone. Catch the stick. Two Chinese friends were exploring a night festival in Los Angeles when one of them stepped into a Catch the Sticks booth, a spinning ring dropping rods at random speeds under a pink evening sky. His friend pulled out the phone, expecting a failure, but it never came. Every single stick that dropped, he caught. His every move was perfect, as if he had done a lot of practice to perform it. Perfect balance. A woman passing through an open-air evening event in People's Square, Shanghai, caught something that didn't look real at first. A performer in grey trousers balanced his entire body horizontally on nothing but a small tripod stand, holding it with his teeth. Arms spread wide, body completely flat in the air, not a single tremor. Dozens of people stood watching in silence, phones raised. When this video was shared online, the viewers were also left stunned. Frameless bike. This clip, posted on Instagram back in 2025, out of Memphis, Tennessee, left viewers stunned. A young guy was riding down the street on a bicycle, but there was no frame, no handlebars, no seat, just three bare wheels rolling side by side, and he was standing on the axle, somehow keeping them together and moving from one to the other. Wall runner. One Saturday, two sisters were spending the afternoon along the Seine riverbank in Paris when one of them spotted a tall stone embankment wall and decided to try to climb it. 4 attempts, she slid back down every time. On the 5th run, she hit the wall at full speed, legs pumping, fingers catching the top edge just enough to pull herself over, and finally, he did it. Bowl spinner. As the sun set over the lake, a crowd gathered along the waterfront promenade in Konstanz, Germany, around a performer lying flat on a small rug. From that position, he somehow kept 6 large bowls spinning at once, balancing them on his feet, his hands, and even his forehead without dropping a single one. The witnesses were sitting cross-legged at the front. No one moved until the performance was over. Floating volunteer.
But 25 years ago,
a street magician performing outside the Royal Exchange in London pulled a volunteer from the crowd and made him float. He lay completely horizontal in midair, held up by nothing visible, his body wrapped in a black cloth with only her head and feet poking out. The magician let go entirely, arms spread wide, and he just stayed there. People watching from the sides leaned in, trying to spot the trick, but there was nothing visible that could support him.
I saw a magician here.
Mind over metal. A group of college students had gathered at Marine Drive in Mumbai when they noticed a man kneeling on the pavement with a pair of glasses lying flat on the ground in front of him. Without touching them or using any visible strings or tools, he slowly hovered his hands above the glasses. To everyone's surprise, the glasses began to move on their own, sliding and spinning across the stone. The crowd watched in complete silence, trying to figure out what was happening. Some laughed nervously, while others stood frozen in disbelief. Money maker. A man was sitting relaxed in a folded chair wearing a black vest in a black vest, in a tent somewhere in Minas Gerais, Brazil. Then someone started filming. He stood up, grabbed a plain sheet of paper, and began tearing it apart with his bare hands, shredding it into small pieces. He threw them into the air, but when they landed on the red dirt floor, every single piece had turned into a banknote. Real money, scattered everywhere.
Agora a mensagem é meu.
Real Superman. A neighbor filming from a driveway in New Jersey thought they were watching a man casually leaning against a car until the vehicle's front wheels suddenly lifted off the ground. Wearing a floral shirt, the man crouched low, slid himself beneath the chassis, and appeared to raise the front end of a full-size sedan into the air. Moments later, he even stood with both hands raised as the car remained suspended overhead, making it look almost weightless. The scene unfolded in broad daylight on a residential basketball court, with no visible cranes or special equipment. Mysterious Rose. A man was standing on Calmare in Madrid, filming the busy street. when something unusual caught his lens. A passerby was walking along the cobblestones when a bunch of red roses slipped from his hand and scattered on the ground. But instead of bending down to pick them up, he simply raised his hand, and the roses lifted themselves off the pavement and flew right back up to his hand. This moment also caught the attention of the girls passing by, and they left laughing in confusion. Later, when he shared the clip on Instagram, a commenter had one word for it: telekinesis. Strange levitation. A man dressed in dark clothing was performing a levitation act on an open grassy field surrounded by trees in Piedmont Park in Atlanta. At first, he held the hands of his two friends and positioned himself as if he were standing cross-legged, seemingly setting up a trick. Then, suddenly, he began to rise into the air. His friends let go of his hands, but he kept getting higher and higher. Other visitors sitting nearby were drawn to the levitation act and quickly pulled out their phones, but when the clip circulated online, viewers brushed it off as a hoax. Floating man. A group of friends was doing some holiday shopping at a mall in Houston, Texas, when they noticed something strange. A guy in a hoodie grabbed a grocery cart, but the strange part was that its entire body was lifted off the ground. He was floating there, parallel to the ground, completely defying gravity. Witnesses were left stunned and grabbed their phones out of their pockets to record this moment. Open discussion. Visitors walking along an ancient stone pathway near the Li River in Guilin, China, were left stunned when they spotted something that seemed to defy gravity. A young woman in a pink top appeared to be floating horizontally against a moss-covered wall. She wasn't climbing or standing on anything visible. Her entire body was stretched out parallel to the ground as if she were suspended in midair. A small crowd gathered to witness the strange sight. As the video spread online, some viewers suggested there might be a hidden harness attached to the wall, while others believed the footage had been rotated to create the illusion. But I would like to know your opinion on it, so write it down in the comments section. If any clip of this video blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe to WOW for your weekly dose of weird and wild. Thank you so much for watching.